Hello, my name is Kara Mueller, and I'm a planner with the Development Assistance Division with the Sustainability and Community Development Department at the City of Lakewood. This presentation is to consider case SU 222, a request for a special use permit for a fueling station use at 6851 West Colfax Avenue. The hearing will be on Wednesday, September 17th at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers, located at 480 South Allison Parkway. You may also attend online at lakewoodspeaks.org. Please note that the applicant's presentation was recorded for the tentative hearing date of August 6th, and the date was changed to September 17th. The applicant, Shelby Madrid with Kimley Horn, is requesting a special use permit to allow a fueling station use in the mixed-use general urban MGU zone district. Approval of the SUP by the Planning Commission will allow the applicant to submit a major site plan for review. The subject site is approximately 1.92 acres in size, and the site is currently vacant. The site is located adjacent to the 40 West Arts District, which is a Colorado certified creative district with the Artline interactive walking and biking route adjacent to the site along the north and east property lines. This is West Lakewood Place and Pierce Street frontages. With an approved SUP, the applicant is intending to develop a convenience store with to-go restaurant use and a fueling station with gasoline. The applicant is proposing an artist studio and art sculpture walk along the western edge of the site to provide connectivity and to introduce art throughout the site. Canopies will be provided to shield fueling islands. The proposed improvements will require a major site plan in accordance with Article 2 of the Lakewood Zoning Ordinance. The site and architecture will require review and approval by the city's Design Review Commission if the SUP is approved. The site is located on the northwest corner of the intersection of Pierce Street and West Colfax Avenue. The slide presented here depicts the aerial view of the subject location. The site boundary is in yellow. To the west of the site is retail. Retail and car wash are to the north. Motor vehicle sales are to the south, and the Lamar Station Plaza with retail and restaurant uses is to the east. The applicant intends to have access points to West Lakewood Place and West Colfax Avenue, with no vehicular access to Pierce Street. There is an existing bus stop along West Colfax Avenue that will remain. The property is zoned MGU, mixed-use general urban, as indicated by the yellow on the zoning map. The property is surrounded by similar MGU zoning. The slide presented here depicts the 1,000-foot buffer required by the supplemental standards of Article 4 to determine whether the proposed fueling station use is located within 1,000 feet of an existing fueling station use. As you can see, the site of the proposed special use permit is not within 1,000 feet of another fueling station use. All fueling stations are over a half-mile away. The applicant is proposing to redevelop the 1.92 acre site to accommodate a fueling station and restaurant to-go kitchen use. The slide presented here depicts the applicant's conceptual land use plan, which includes details such as access points, building and canopy locations, parking, required public improvements, artist studio, proposed art walk, and sculpture art locations indicated with red stars. Shown in orange are the artist studio at the northwest corner of the site, the fueling canopy in the parking lot, and the convenience building at the intersection of Pierce and Colfax. Seating areas around the site are shown in blue. The current boundary of the 100-year floodplain is shown with a dark blue line across the site. The applicant submitted a conditional letter of map revision, CLOMR, with this application to show that the site is buildable with the proposed changes to the floodplain. This slide depicts the SUP process prescribed by Article 2 of the Lakewood Zoning Ordinance. A pre-planning application was submitted on June 24th of 2021, followed by 2 neighborhood meetings on January 25th and February 15th of 2022. And subsequent formal SUP submittal was made on February 25th of 2022. The CLOMR review was processed before finalizing the conceptual land use plan and other SUP documents. Enough time passed that a 3rd neighborhood meeting was held on September 5th of 2024. Review of the application materials wrapped up in May and July of 2025, and the SUP was scheduled for hearing before the Planning Commission on September 17th. The Planning Commission makes final decisions on SUP applications. There were 3 neighborhood meetings held to introduce the proposal and solicit comments. Several residents and stakeholders were in attendance both in person and virtually. The attendees at the neighborhood meetings voiced concern over increased traffic, site maintenance, safety, number of fueling stations along Colfax, and concern with this land use adjacent to 40 West Art District. It is noted that there was support and opposition voiced at these neighborhood meetings. Summaries of these neighborhood meetings are included with the case materials. This project will be reviewed under the ordinances and plans in place at the time of the formal SUP submittal acceptance. This includes the fueling station supplemental standards of Ordinance 2021-11 and the 40 West Art Line plans in place at the time of the formal submittal. Please see the staff report for specific documents used for this review and for more detailed analysis. The supplemental standards for a fueling station will be met. Canopies will be provided, architecture and screening requirements will be met, and this fueling station is not located within 1,000 feet of another fueling station. This fueling station will meet the applicable Article 5 and 7 dimensional development and design standards and all other zoning and regulatory requirements of the city. These will be reviewed for compliance with a major site plan review if the SUP is approved. The proposed fueling station is located within the Colfax Avenue and West Rail Line growth area and is located north of the Marsh Street West Rail Station area. Growth areas are identified as locations within the city that have been planned and zoned for higher density employment, retail, and residential growth. The existing businesses within the area of West Colfax include retailers, restaurants, and motor vehicle dealers. The existing buildings in the area are primarily single-story. This fueling station offers a retail restaurant convenience component that provides amenities for the surrounding neighborhood and patrons of the growth area. The applicant states that the project will include 2 electric vehicle charging stations. The inclusion of these EVCS supports Goal T2 of the City of Lakewood Sustainability Plan, which is to foster sustainable transportation choices in Lakewood through the objective of promoting alternate fuel vehicles and fuel efficiency. Building electrification is proposed for the building, which will meet the city's greenhouse gas mitigation program requirements. Article 4 of the Lakewood Zoning Ordinance sets forth additional supplemental standards for certain uses. These regulations recognize that certain use types have characteristics that require additional controls. Staff finds that the applicant has demonstrated that the proposed use depicts conformance to the supplemental standards associated with the fueling station use in the MGU zone district. The fueling station meets all of the site design requirements of 17.7.6.3b and all other requirements of the zone district. A pump canopy is proposed, and the pump canopy matches the architectural style of the convenience store in terms of color, facing materials, and roof pitch, as indicated in the conceptual land use plan. A pump canopy shall not exceed 20 feet in height. For a parapet roof, the pump canopy is not exceeding 20 feet in height. Landscaping or a low screen wall to a minimum height of 42 inches and maximum height of 48 inches shall be provided on the property adjacent to all public streets in front of the pump canopy, except at access drive locations. This will be required and reviewed with major site plan submittal if this SUP is approved. Service bay doors shall not face an adjacent residential zone district unless there is a building between the service bay doors and the residential zone district. There are no service bays associated with this proposed fueling station. A canopy is provided to shield the fueling islands and fueling operations from precipitation. Again, a pump canopy is proposed. And thirdly, the fueling station may not be located within 1,000 feet of another fueling station unless this fueling station will not be within 1,000 feet of another fueling station. Notification is required when a formal application for a special use permit is presented to the Planning Commission. Written notice was sent to 82 tenants and owners of property and 5 registered neighborhood organizations. Notice signs were posted on the property. Referral reviews were sent to utility providers, including West Metro Fire Protection District. No objections from the utility providers were received. Staff's finding of fact and order are as follows. The applicant is requesting approval of a special use permit. Notice requirements have been satisfied. The request was reviewed by appropriate referral agencies, and the proposed special use meets the applicable review criteria. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt the findings of fact and order as presented in the staff report and approve case SU 22-2 for a fueling station use at 6851 West Colfax Avenue. Thank you for watching staff's presentation for the Quick Trip SUP at 6851 West Colfax Avenue, case SU 22-2. Again, the Planning Commission public hearing will be on September 17th at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers, and you can attend online at lakewoodspeaks.org. Thank you.